Welcome to another edition of BeerAmerica.tv. I am Paul Leone with
John Pinkerton.
And John has brought some beers to the table. Why don't you tell us what you got?
Well, today we're going to be trying two beers. We're going to be trying Bell's Porter from Kalamazoo, Michigan, and also Bell's Two-Hearted Ale. This is their IPA, delicious IPA. Actually, I'm not sure if I've tried the Porter before. I know I've had the Two-Hearted on draft up in North Carolina. We're really hoping that pretty soon we'll have Bell's in this market. So,
excellent.
As it turns out, I've been friends with a number of people at Bell's for quite a few years now. In particular, one of my mentors in the brewing business, John Mallett, is now the production manager there, and has been for a few years now. And he was kind enough to hook me up with the right people to get some samples, and so we're gonna do a tasting. We're gonna do this in two separate parts because we actually have 4 different beers here. Sure. And we have something very special in the second episode of the Bell's tasting profile here. So we're gonna kind of break the rules to start with, the rules of tasting. We're gonna start with the porter.
All right, there you go, the darker beer first.
We're gonna do the darker beer first because I have the sense that the porter style typically is not gonna just completely overwhelm you bitterness-wise.
Nice and dark.
Whereas the IPAs can. My recollection of the Two-Hearted is not overwhelmingly bitter, but very hoppy and juicy. But this is the porter. I have very high hopes for the porter. Very malty, roasty.
Yeah, big roasty off the nose. That's what I get. But you know what? It's actually a lot gentler to my palate, is the only thing that comes to my mind right now, than I anticipated when I smelled. I had a big, nice smell. I was expecting an over-the-top flavor, and I actually got something that was very nice.
I have to say, porters are one of my favorite dark beers. We keep a porter on tap all year round here at Moon River. And I also tend to like my porters to be a little on the sweeter side. So this definitely falls into sort of the Pinkerton sort of qualification for porter styles. Nicely done, folks.
Yeah, me not so much with the porters. I'm a big fan. I mean, the over-the-top porters, the porters that are really heavy and really, you know, and those are good beers, and a lot of people love them. But I find this one very drinkable, actually. It
is very drinkable. To me, the malt character is very interesting. It's almost like a hint of smoke or something there. It's nice. I'm really kind of curious as to how they're doing this. But going back to why we kind of broke the rules in our tasting cycle here, usually the dark beers we would leave for last because they oftentimes can be kind of overwhelming on the palate with their kind of aggressive, kind of that burnt bitterness and so forth. But I'm feeling like this is going to be a good choice today because this IPA is, in my recollection, very juicy and is definitely going to be kind of a step up in terms of the overall bitterness characteristic. So we're going to, wow, I can smell it just from pouring it.
Look at that. Look at, I mean,
beautiful.
Look at the head on that right away. Oh, me too. Holy cow. Now you're going to have to explain.
That's hoppy.
See, to me, it smells sweet.
Yeah, sweet's not really a smell. Sweet's something you perceive on your tongue. It's one of the.
You know what I'm talking about. You smell like chocolate. It smells sweet.
I'm guilty of it as well. I'll smell something.
Technically, you're right. I guess it's not a smell, but I think you understand. Like if you smelled, it reminded me of like sweet tarts, like a sweet tart. Not that this smells like sweet tarts, but you'd say, oh, this got a sweet smell to it. I mean, that was the first thing that came to me.
Tart's not a smell either, by the way.
All right, I'm just going to shut up and he's going to talk.
No, it's a good point because...
and just for me, like again, the amateur palate, which I am, and I'm learning from you, it just, if you smell this at home and you're not really big on this, you're going to go, wow, it's just different. Hops is not what I smell.
Yeah, there's a lot of fruit character there, and usually when we think of something that's sweet, usually when we want to use the word sweet as an aroma descriptor, it's because we're smelling fruity things, and we associate fruity with things that taste sweet on our palate.
Right.
So that's really what's going on there. And I don't know exactly what hops they're using here, but obviously they're using a lot of them in the dry hopping portion of the show. And whatever it is they're using, is throwing off a lot of fruity characteristics, and that's to me that's the beauty of IPAs. Thank you, sir.
Wow. This is really
It's
the most unusual IPA I've ever tasted, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it's
just dripping with hop character.
It's unique. I've never tasted a beer that tasted like this before, which is kind of cool. You know, that's the whole beauty of the whole American craft beer thing, is to get out there and try as much as you can.
Indeed.
This is really unique in a good way.
It's lovely. It's a lovely beer. I can't wait for this beer to be available in this market.
And you know, Michigan, where this is from, is really in the dumper. So to have like a great brewery, I mean, they talk about it being one of the hardest.
Economy-wise?
Yeah, economy-wise, is just horrible. And to have a brewery like Bell's that really puts out good beer, support them. I mean, it's a good.
Well, I can tell you this.
My first taste of Bell's, and it's excellent.
Bell's Brewing is going great guns.
Yeah, it's great.
From the time that John started, that was right about the time when they expanded into a whole new production facility, which is huge. And every time I see him, he's got pictures to show me of how they've installed this whole new wing of huge tanks and this and that. And well, oddly enough, in all the 4 beers that we're going to taste in these 2 episodes here, John didn't send the one episode or the one beer that is kind of their flagship now, which is their wheat beer. They have an American
And they sent
style.
this, right? Yeah, obviously, just because we can't get it here. So
Correct.
They sent
Yeah.
it to you. Yeah, excellent. So thank you. That's
Strictly
awesome.
speaking, used samples,
Samples. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was samples. Clearly samples.
which is what we're doing.
Yes,
We're
right, sampling beer.
But thanks to the folks at Bell's, Larry, John, who else do I know? Oh, Gary Nichols in the packaging department. Thank you all so much.
And let me ask you too. One thing I've noticed is the head on this beer. Okay, it's staying. I mean, look at this. I mean, I poured it and see how big it was when I first poured it, and it's still there.
And
What is that a characteristic of? That's a good. Yeah, I mean, that's a good characteristic. Right?
Well,
yes, no? Is that a
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, I think that's definitely a nice thing. One thing I will say is that these are unfiltered beers. One of the things that Bell's has always been known for is unfiltered ales. They don't own a filter, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, for a brewery of that size to still be rolling out one unfiltered beer after another so many years later is great. The whole head thing comes down to an encyclopedia's worth of information about how it forms. I mean, in the end, it's really just gas entrained in like protein and the various beer constituents. But the science that goes into keeping it strong is just it's mind-boggling. There are people that dedicate their entire lives to foam or head retention science.
And I just look at it, and this is, I mean, it's not a knock at all, but we just talked about the porter, and that's still there. But I mean, look at this. I mean, it's just the lacing, and I mean, it's just different. And I didn't know if there was something that somebody should know about that.
Well, I will say that very, very hoppy beers, especially dry hop beers, for whatever reason, tend to hold a head even better. I also noticed this with beers. Oh, me too. Me too.
And if you didn't hear me, I hope that comes to Georgia. I mean, that's excellent. I really like the IPA.
Yummy, yummy, yummy stuff. And we kind of paired things this way because we've got 2 other beers. In the next episode, we're going to be trying the Hop Slam, which is one of their seasonal, very special beers that they're using very fresh hops, and it's just I can only imagine how hoppy it's going to be after this. That's one that I've never tried.
Really? Okay.
And the other one is their Lost. It's their third Coast Ale. I'm sorry, guys. That's a golden ale. So we'll
so many beers, so little time.
Yeah, we'll have some different extremes going on both episodes here.
So this has been awesome. Thank you thank you Bell's for sending it to John, and John, thank you for introducing it to me, because I didn't know anything about these. As we were going to do this tonight, I said, hey, what are you bringing to the table? And he said, oh, I got all these Bell's beers. And I've heard a lot through David and you that about their beers. So I'm glad to have it. So if you can find it, try it. I think it's excellent. Totally worthwhile.
Indeed.
Indeed. All right.
Let's see. Which one are we going to cheers with? I'm gonna have to end with the hoppy.
I gotta have to end with the hoppy one too.
The Two-Hearted.
So Paul at BeerAmerica.tv, Pink at BeerAmerica.tv. Look for us on iTunes now, podcasting, Facebook, Twitter, Moon Unit, Dweezil, I don't know, whatever's going on. We're there. We're all over the web. And, take part of the fun. Send us some suggestions and
send us beer.
Send us beer if you're a brewer. So cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.